arriving at St. George Station.
Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, September 12th. The time is 12:40 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 20 degrees Celsius. And this here is Bedford Road. And that was St. George subway station where I just was. And for this one, I'll be going for a walk around the University of Toronto's St. George campus. And this here is Bloor Street West. And just on the other side of the street is Varsity Stadium. And I need to cross to the south side, but there's some construction going on as they're reconfiguring and rebuilding the bike lanes here between Avenue Road, which is behind me to the east, and Spadina Avenue. They're elevating and separating the bike lanes, and that's a project expected to run to the end of the year. And then it should be all finished up. And we can get a peek into Varsity Stadium. This was rebuilt in 2007, and it replaced a much larger stadium previously on the same grounds. There's the grandstand. And this was rumored at one point to be the site of a future home for the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League. And I think the university decided against that project. The Montreal Alouettes share their field with McGill University. So what I'll do is I'll head over to Philosopher's Walk. And that'll take me down to in front of Trinity College. And on the right here is the Royal Conservatory. At one point that was affiliated with the university, if I'm not mistaken. And it features a large concert hall. And this is Canada's largest and most famous university. There's the entrance to Philosopher's Walk, so I'll be heading south through there. But right next to it is the Royal Ontario Museum. And this is best described as a scenic footpath that runs alongside a mini ravine landscape.
I would feel bad if he comes over and I'm like, yeah.
This is where Tattle Creek used to run through. Let's look at the Royal Conservatory of Music. And I think the first day of class for most students was September 7th. That was when the fall semester kicked off. We should see a lot more students as I head further into the campus. I think there's around 67,000 students enrolled at UofT. And 25% of those are international students. And the average tuition for a Canadian is roughly between $5,700 to just under $17,000 for most programs. And for international students, that runs between $40,000 and $62,000. And City Nerd, which is a YouTube channel that I watched, did a list of the top 10 urban North American universities, or most urban, and this one ranks second. It's served by a number of subway stations and streetcar lines. On the south end, you have the College streetcar. And running up University Avenue, you have line 1. And along Bloor Street, you have line 2. And the Spadina streetcar cuts through the west end of the campus.
ਕਦੇ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖੀ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ।
And this is Hoskin Avenue coming up. There's Trinity College. The school has 3 campuses, one in the suburb of Mississauga to the west, and another up in Scarborough. There's Trinity College. That was established in 1851, and it was originally located down in Trinity Bellwoods Park. You can see a lot of students out towards Queen's Park. The campus does extend to the eastern side of Queen's Park. That's where you'll find Victoria College. There's a look at what I think is the nicest building on campus. This iteration of Trinity College was built in 1925 when it moved from Trinity Bellwoods Park up to this campus.
Think about that.
So this is west on Hoskin Avenue, and there's a look over towards Soldiers Tower. And that was completed in 1924. It was built as a memorial after World War I. So I'm going to head over to St. George Street, and we'll take a look at Robarts Library.
The marginal benefit.
This street will lead you up to Bloor Street. This is one of 3 major universities in the city of Toronto, the others being Toronto Metropolitan University and York University. If you're wondering, York is where I graduated from. Newman Center. There's Robarts Library straight ahead. And that opened in 1973. And it's something of a poster child for the brutalist architecture movement. Some say it's shaped like a giant peacock.
We got no for it. Starman's teaching.
What are you going to do about it?
45. What's your class?
10 minutes to get there.
So this is north up St. George Street. There's another entrance to St. George subway station just up ahead at Bloor Street, or a block north of Bloor Street. There's always a lot of street food vendors out on St. George Street. Beef shawarma, $5.99. Combo with fries and a drink, $8.99. Found some reasonable prices in the city.
Find it harder than me in Norway.
All right, I'm gonna loop back around to St. George Street, which I think is the busiest and liveliest street on the campus.
Super easy.
I have never actually been in this building. For my money, it's one of the ugliest in Toronto, but it's also one of the ones I would least like to see go, if that makes any sense. It's possible to be both fond of something and find it hideous at the same time. And this is a new addition to it. And it doesn't really speak the same design language as the rest of the building. And this is Huron Street. Korean tofu, Korean noodles, and Korean hot dogs. So the school has over 1,200 clubs and 43 libraries, over 16,000 faculty members, and 8,000 general staff members. Oh, and there's actually, oh, and sorry, I was getting those two figures confused. And 163 librarians. And this is Herbert Street. And I'll look over towards Spadina Avenue. I'm not sure how I feel about that new addition to Robarts on the left there. Just up ahead here at St. George, Herbert Street becomes Hoskin Avenue, where I was earlier. There's also a row of cherry blossom trees planted over on that side of Robarts, which is quite a popular spot in the springtime when they go in bloom. So it's back to St. George and Hoskin.
That up. I'm going.
All right, let's head south down St. George, down to College, and I'll head up through the central part of campus. There's more food trucks.
So I'm not excited to go back.
The forecast was calling for rain and thunderstorms this afternoon, right around this time. Seems as if I may have dodged a bullet.
It wasn't good.
Sign there says, "Welcome arts and science students."
I was so overwhelmed. Like, I don't want to outlive my father.
Library Center.
That is just that, the Faculty of Arts and Science. I'm not too familiar with what's what on this campus or what programs they offer.
It's not my It's not my I have knife. I have chemistry.
All right, we can go take a peek into the central area over here. I'm going off course a bit. There's how huge this campus is.
So it's like I have all six.
So I'm going to come back up around this central area from College Street. I just wanted to show this part of the campus. I think it's quite nice. I was curious. I was going to go left back to St. George Street. I have never seen here before.
What were you guys looking for? I think it says B right here on this door. I don't know.
It's a lot of people bound to be looking for places for the first time. And that'll lead you back up to Hoskin. If you take that trail there.
It's gonna happen. And I got a lot
Okay.
And it's back to St. George Street, and there's the Arts and Science faculty across the street. And of those 25,000 international students, 10,000 or so are housed by the University of Toronto. So that would be 15,000 students finding their own housing in the city. A city with a housing crisis and shortage of affordable housing. And the amount of international students the universities here take in has been a recent point of criticism against them. It's often thought these universities value the international students over the domestic ones. They certainly pay a lot more in tuition.
I'm also in short slippers.
I think the school's operating budget, I don't know why I said it that way, for this year is over $3.3 billion.
No fuck, that was my high school.
This food truck looks particularly popular. It's just an endless sea of students.
Medical science and woodwork.
There's the #1 engineering school in Canada, apparently. This food truck's not even open.
They were like,
There's the Bond Center for Information Technology. And the UofT bookstore. I remember what a scam buying textbooks was when I was in university. I used to buy secondhand ones. They would change the edition nearly every year. And this is College Street, the major street that flanks the south end of the campus. And it is served by the 506 Carlton streetcar. And south of College Street here, it becomes Beverly Street. So this is east on the north side of College. And the city is also in the process of separating and protecting the bike lanes along this stretch. And this is King's College.
Beyond the basics?
There's the Lalonde Mining Building. That normally would be a classic view of the campus, but there's a lot of construction going on. The camera is having some issues there. It just restarted itself. There's the Sanford Fleming Building. There is a massive construction project on the infield of the campus just up here. They call it the Landmark Project. Not sure when the completion date is. That seems to be taking a very long time. They say they're making the campus more pedestrian friendly. What they're really doing is building a massive underground parking garage right underneath the center of the campus here. At least there'll be bicycle parking. I just thought it was kind of ironic that such a well-connected university is claiming to build a green space, and the primary difference will be parking once all is said and done. There's Convocation Hall. And a classic view, I believe, at King's College itself. It almost looks like a subway entrance. There is a subway station just east of here at Queen's Park.
I only have up to 50, but if you want to put them up to 60 or 70.
Well, they're doing the landscaping. It looks like it might be ready to open somewhat soon. There's the Gerstein Science Information Lab. There's often a lot of film and TV shoots at this campus, but I'm guessing with all this construction over the recent years, that's been dialed down a bit. There's Soldiers Tower again. And the Hart House. Danger, trip hazard, do not enter. I believe these are the names of the fallen in World War I. So I've gone off course a bit from the initial route I planned on taking through here. I was going to finish up at Queen's Park Station. But it looks like I'm leading myself either back to St. George Station or Museum Station. I'm going to cross over to the other side. Hey, there's that pink Porsche again.
fed by the bars.
There's Trinity College once again. And near the start of this one, I came south through Philosopher's Walk. That's just up here on the left. And the middle, or just up ahead here, is Queen's Park, home of the Provincial Legislative Assembly, which is actually on University of Toronto lands. I think it's on a 999-year lease from the university to the province. It's kind of the equivalent of a state capital. You can see there's a bike lane on this stretch of Queen's Park. So the campus is very bikeable, in addition to being easily accessible from transit. Nearly every street I covered on this one has a bike lane. St. George, Hoskin and Harvard, Bloor Street, College, and Queen's Park here. Only some of the smaller streets didn't.
And I realized 我没有不需要
There's the Jackman Law Building. There's a bit more to the campus, just on the east side over there. That's where Victoria College is. You know what, with that construction up there, I'm gonna cross over to this side.
Yeah, that's
There is Emmanuel College. I'm gonna pop into Museum Station. Right across the street from the former planetarium. Took me a second to get my phone out to tap in. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this one, walking around part of the as I get rudely interrupted. Almost completely inaudible. There's a great TTC announcement. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Yoink.